Forex Trading Course 101. Remember everybody, if this is your first time, we are in the beginner module. We are passed over the basic one. So if you don't quite understand what is happening and why and how, please go back to the Stohastic YouTube webinar page and try to watch the basic module, starting from lesson number 1. Hello Akos, how are you? Hello Salbakti, hello Miguel, hello Time to Shine. Passion, 2 questions. If you can answer, what monitor or monitors do you have for your setup and what are your recommendations? Salbakti, I have no idea. I have no idea what monitors I'm using, and I don't have any recommendations. Maybe somebody else can answer to Salbakti's question, everybody. I have no idea about the monitors. No idea, Salbakti. Hello VA sir, how are you? Everybody, if you can answer to Salbakti's question. And remember what we're trying to do. We are trying to do the 3 pillars, right? We're trying to build a strategy and or a system that is easy to execute. We are trying to understand how risk management works. And the big one, we are trying to understand how our psychology affects our risk management decisions and our strategies and our systems. And because the psychology is a big part of this, everybody, what do champion traders say? Champion traders say that I am not going to live and die on a trade by trade basis. Okay, so, oh man, I just lost. No problem, it's just one trade. Oh man, I just win. No, not important, it's just one trade. Hello Zuelios, como você está? Hello Annie. Hello Ace Passion, how long have you been trading, if you mind me asking? No problem. Forex, it's 13 years by now, Ace. 13 years. And remember everybody, 90% of traders lose money in the Forex market worldwide, and webinars are not trading or investment advice. The webinars are for educational purposes only. And for homeworks and or questions, if you want, you have my Gmail contact, my Skype contact, and my LinkedIn contact. That being said, everybody, type in the chat a currency pair and a time frame that you want to check. Miguel, can you hear me? Everybody, can you hear me? Yes, sometimes we have problem with OBS, you know. OBS, it's the streaming program. Everybody remember, I have a 20 seconds delay on the chat. And please confirm if you can see my screen and hear my voice, so we can move further. Hello Christian. And please type in the chat a currency pair and a time frame that you want that we check with today's lesson, which is support, resistance and pivot points inside the market structure. So this is going to be an upgrade again. We are moving forward, right, with the lessons. Everybody, if you have problems, just refresh. Try to refresh your YouTube. Okay? If you have problems, everybody, just try to refresh the YouTube. I mean, or the browser, or... Anybody, do you have problems as Miguel does? Is sound okay? Or sound comes and goes? Not loading for me, so it's everything clear, Time to Shine? Everybody, can you confirm that you can hear my voice and see my screen? Okay, everybody, I'm going to wait for somebody to confirm. Yes, maybe it could be internet issues. Yes, sir. What about the rest, everybody? Can you hear my voice and see my screen? And in the meantime, try to Yes, lagging. Okay, hello Dennis. Can anybody put a currency pair if you want? If not, we're going to... Yes, lagging, yes, lagging. Okay, everybody, I'm going to move further, okay? If it's not okay, unfortunately, this is OBS, you know. Let me see what is happening here. On the OBS side, it's... Yes, the same problem. I have refreshed it and now it's and it says now I refreshed in everything. It's okay. Thank you, Annie. Zolis, yes. Okay. Yanaka, I send you invitation. I don't know if I talked to you on LinkedIn. You were asking for premium classes, but I don't know. Hello Vincent, how are you? Salbakti, yes, better now. It's okay. Okay. Euro dollar, Christian, what time frame? What time frame? What time frame do you want? Okay, now great. Better after refreshed. What time frame? This is euro dollar 1 hour chart. This is AUD CAD and this is euro dollar monthly chart. This is from the consolidation. Yanaka, just give me an okay on LinkedIn because there were 2 or 3 Yanakas. I send the invitation to all of the Yanakas on LinkedIn. Just send me an okay or something. Christian, daily chart. Okay, let's go daily chart. Daily chart. Just give it a second. If not, Yanaka, just send me a Skype message or email or whatever. Okay, everybody, so this is the market, right? And this is the daily chart. So do we agree, everybody, that euro dollar was sideways in here? Just give it a second, and like this and clone. Do we agree, everybody, that euro dollar was sideways in here? Namaste Patak, how are you? Thank you, Yanaka. Everybody, do we agree that euro dollar was sideways until it broke? What do you think? It was sideways or it was not sideways? Do we agree on that? It's okay, sir. Oh, okay, so great. And then everybody, do we agree that euro dollar on the daily chart was in an uptrend when it broke the sideways channel? Do we agree that the euro dollar was in an uptrend? And we learned about the uptrend line, so we have the long-term uptrend line, not the perfect one. I need to connect the lows. I should not break any wicks and everything. So just give me a second, everybody, to arrange. Okay, do we agree that the euro dollar pair on the daily chart was in an uptrend? Yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. Okay, and then the market broke, right? And do we agree? I'm going to delete the uptrend. And then when the market broke, do we agree that euro dollar is in a downtrend on the daily chart? Do we agree on that, everybody? We are in a downtrend, right? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, great. Now we are going to check structure, and then we are going to check the highs and the lows, and we are going to check the pivot points and everything, okay? Because the lesson today is pivot points and support and resistance levels inside the market structure, okay? So don't mix apples with bananas. Again, you are going to have stronger and bigger support and resistance levels and pivot points from the monthly chart. We learned this, right? Now today we are going to check what about the particular time frame. So the first one is euro dollar daily chart, and we are going to address the market wave. So we are going to go extension, retracement, extension, right? Retracement, extension, retracement. If you want, I need to follow the highs and lows, everybody. And extension, retracement, extension, retracement. This is structure, everybody. Okay, now can you see this, everybody? Can you see it made a higher high and then it made a lower low? Maybe Donichan channels would be useful. Vincenzo, thank you, my friend. Unfortunately, I don't know Donichan channels. Okay, I have never used it, I have never studied, but thank you. Everybody, if you want to study, you can study Donichan channels. Thank you, Vincenzo. So when this happened, everybody, you need to, and this is for beginner traders, when you see a higher high, and this was a false breakout, alright? This was a false breakout because we had a lower low and then the market made a higher high and it broke the down structure. Do we agree, everybody, that when the market made a higher high, it broke the down structure? It's a yes or no question, everybody. And I have a question on the other streaming platform, Passion. Why did you connect the highs and the lows the way that you connected them? Easy answer, everybody. You are going to connect the highs and the lows in order to see a change. In order to see a change in the short-term trend, when the short-term trend follows a sequence, everybody. So the question is, why did I connect the highs and why did I draw the structure like this? Easy answer. You need to connect the highs and the lows in order to see the change in the short-term trend. This is number one. Okay, you need to see the change in the short-term trend, and this short-term trend needs to follow a sequence of a downtrend in this example. And again, everybody, if this is your first time, most likely, right, please go back on the YouTube channel of Duka's Copy webinar page and start to watch the Forex course from the beginning, because we explained all of this. Okay, yes. So this was the false breakout, right? So in the beginning we connected this as a higher high, but then the market did a lower low, right? The market did a lower low, like this. So I need to arrange, everybody, I need to arrange the highs, and thank you for the comment from the other platform, because this is going to explain now this one what I'm going to do. When this happens, when the market made the next, it was the lower low. Vincent said, I was confused by that high that day. It happens, false breakout happens time to time, okay? But now, when the next low, keyword next, when the next low was a lower low, the market still confirmed a downtrend. So I cannot have my structure, I cannot have my market wave like this, everybody. Okay, I cannot have like this. So I need to check where is the previous high. Okay, and I'm going to delete now the highs and the lows. Just give me a second. Delete, and so I'm going to check if this high is higher than this high structure, and I'm going to check if this high is higher than this high structure. Okay, I'm just refreshing your memory, everybody. We learned this. Okay, so this high here, it's a lower high quadrant, and the high on the left triangle, it's a higher high. So what do I need to do? I need to arrange the sequence of the highs and the lows in order to spot the structure, in order to spot the correct structure. Okay, what is the correct structure? The correct structure is where you can see a change in the short-term trend, and this short-term trend, market making higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, higher lows, and then lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and this change in the short-term trend is going to follow a sequence. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to join these lows, and structure is going to be like this. This is going to be structure. It's going to be like this. Okay, so structure right now, it's lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Okay, everybody, this is structure. Not this one, but this one. As you can see, everybody, the high on the left, it's still a higher high, or in other words, the high on the right continues the sequence. It's still a lower high, and then of course we have a lower low. Thanks, Miguel. Patak says maybe news. Yes, maybe, we don't know. Okay, everybody, so this is structure right now. Okay, now we are talking today about support, resistance, and pivot points inside the market structure. So what do we have here, right? I'm going to delete this one and delete this one. Well, we are going to draw support and resistance levels, okay, on structure first. So we are going to compress the chart, right, and we are going to draw first resistance, and this is going to be in red. So resistance is going to be like this and like this. Clone, resistance, and this is resistance, and clone, this is resistance, right? Clone, and we have other resistance. This is a resistance. Clone, this is resistance. Whoops, this is a pivot point, so we're going to color code differently. Again, why is this a pivot point? Because the market touched from the upside down and the market touched from the downside up. This is a pivot point. Also, this is a pivot point. We're going to change the colors. Whoa, also this is a pivot point on the daily chart. Everybody remember, also this is a pivot point. And okay, the red one, the first one is still resistance. We just have from the downside up, right? So let's continue, everybody. Let's try to see what else do we have. Well, this is a pivot point again, and this is a pivot point again, and this is a pivot point again, and this one is what? This one is most likely resistance. Okay, and let's move into the chart and we have support here, which is going to be green. We have this is a support for the time being. Maybe something is going to change in the future, but right now this is support. Okay, and we are here right now, and this is the daily chart. Everybody, how are we going to trade this? The lesson is support, resistance and pivot points inside the market structure. So the bulls and the bears are fighting for control, right? The bulls want to score a higher high and the bears want to score a lower low. And the borderlines, the borders of this fight is this structure. So we are still in the fight, right? Because the red line, the bold red line, this is the market structure. And as you see, everybody, we have false breakouts, right? But the downtrend line confirms that this is the market structure. And when and only when the market is going to decide in which way it's going to break, we don't know what it's going to do, right? Maybe it's going to break in the upside, maybe it's going to break on the downside. If it's going to break on the upside, and we learned how to conform a trend, you know, how to conform structure, what is 75, what is 50%, what is 100% confirmed uptrend or downtrend. Or maybe if the market is going to push lower and made a lower low, then we have a structure, not a short-term trend, but structure confirmation, right? If you crunch the chart further on daily, would the red most likely be a pivot point also, or are you just doing support, resistance and pivot point for just where we are at now? Great question, time to shine. Everybody, as beginner traders, where is our problem? Okay, so this is the market. The market was sideways, and then the market pushed up, and then the market pushed down. You know, you need to understand, everybody, when you analyze what is happening inside the market structure, you need to understand that this is one story. You need to understand that the uptrend was another story, meaning a different story. And now that we are in a downtrend, we are analyzing another different story. Okay, so those are three different stories, everybody. You told to avoid this type of trade. Patak, I'm telling you again, if you don't understand what's happening, if you're not comfortable, go find another trade, okay? But again, everybody, these webinars are not suggestions for you to trade. Okay? We are here to educate yourself. Waiting for the counter trend and break candle confirmation, and I'm going short. Great. Hi everyone. I am attending this webinar when a super cyclone rampage is in outside. Really? Stay safe, Santano. Nature is supreme. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay, so time to shine. When you are analyzing this, everybody, okay, if you want to analyze, you need to understand this, everybody. This is so important. If you want to analyze the weekly chart or the monthly pivot point, then you are going to take a monthly pivot point. It's just an example. And you are going to put a monthly pivot point on, it's going to be something like this. Okay, just an example, everybody. Like this, and like this, and like this. Okay, just an example. This would be the monthly pivot point. Time to shine. and everybody else, okay? Today we are moving forward. We are trying to upgrade your knowledge. So today what we are doing, we are analyzing support, resistance and pivot points just for this type of story. So past resistance, maybe pivot point, you know. It depends on the chart, right? Past resistance, right? This is what we are analyzing, right? We are not spreading the resistance and pivot points and support from the downtrend to everything, okay? This is a different story, everybody. You are going to use a different strategy, okay? Remember when we said, where is the chart? I don't know if it was this. Remember when we are talking about, in the previous lesson, we were talking about what is the answer? The answer is we are going to analyze just this, right? Okay? So when you are going to trade on a smaller scale, everybody, and there is no right or wrong. When you are going to trade on a smaller scale, you are going to trade just part of the story. Does this make sense to you, everybody? Does this make sense to you? And there is no right or wrong. So why we are confused as beginner traders? Because we can trade a pivot point from the weekly chart, and we can also trade in the same direction past resistance on the daily chart. But those are going to be the two different strategies, and I showed you some in the previous lessons. You are going to have two different strategies with different entries, different stop loss levels and different profits on the same direction. And in the same way, you can have two traders trading different stories from different time frames, going in the opposite direction with different stop loss levels and different take profits. And this is why trading in the beginning is so confusing, because you are thinking, man, should I go long and my friend is short and his stop loss is up in here, the other friend's stop loss is down in here and he is long, you know. And this is what we are trying to teach you. You need to make decisions on what and how are you going to trade. Ako says yes, it makes sense. Everybody, I would prefer that you say no, Passion, it does not make sense. Okay? Everybody, don't be shy, don't be afraid. No, explain again. It doesn't make sense. There is no right or wrong. Ako says yes, it makes sense. Great. Everybody else, does this make sense to you? So, and time to shine. Did I answer to your question? Time to shine was asking, if you crunch the chart further on, the daily would be red, most likely be a pivot point also, or are you just doing support, resistance, pivot point for just where we are at now? And the answer is yes, we are doing the pivot points and support and resistance just where we are at now. We are just analyzing part of the story. Got it? Yes? Okay, great. So, you know, everybody, that long term on the daily chart, Christian, you asked for euro dollar, long term, the bulls and the bears are still fighting for control, right? Okay? Now, the question is, how are you and me going to trade this one? Right? So, what else can we see? Well, this is the higher high of the potential, not confirmed yet. This is the higher high of the sideways movement, right? And this is the lower low of the potential sideways movement. And we have, and we learned this, and we have a smaller one here, and we have a smaller one here, right? So, and if you look at the colors, everybody, what can you see is that until today, until right now, the market is bouncing between support and a pivot point, and then it's going to go back to support, and it happens on all currency pairs. Pivot point, and remember, support and pivot points are areas, not lines, everybody. Okay, and it's bouncing at support, right? And now we are going to see what is going to happen. Short at 1.1227. Akos want to get short at 1227. Akos, would you be so kind and explain why at 1.1227? Should we just put a sell limit order to go short at 1227? Everybody remember where is the risk? The risk is here. We are between arrow. What is the technical risk? Technical risk is we are between the high and the low of structure on the daily chart, right? So we are getting in the ring with the bulls and the bears, you know. We are getting in the ring when, as we are saying, if you don't understand, if you're not comfortable, you know, just stay out. Don't enter in the ring when and where the bulls and the bears are fighting for control. This would be an opinion, you know. This would be a strategy. And this is maybe the best suggestion I can give you today. Okay, staying out when we don't have a signal, for the lack of a better word, is also a strategy, everybody. This is maybe the best suggestion that I can give you today. You know, you entered here, you went long, and the market fall down, and you watched the webinar that you were against the greatest force, you know, and you closed the trade, and then the market reversed and went up, you know, and you went long, and then the market reversed again on the 2-hour chart, and it was a bearish candle, and you closed the trade prematurely again, you know. And of course it's all everybody's fault, right? I'm telling you, staying out when we don't have a clear signal, it's also a strategy. And most of us, we don't have enough money in our account to trade the sideways movement on the daily, so we need to go on the 1-hour, 2-hour chart and micromanage. Right? So we need to go on the 1-hour chart, we need to go here, you know. We need to go here, let's make it what? Pink and clone. We need to go here and micromanage our trades, right? Everybody, how many of you lost money in here? How many of you lost money in here? It doesn't matter on the live account or in the demo account. How many of you lost money in here? Because you were trading euro dollar on the 1-hour, 2-hour chart, and the market went up and you went long, and then the market went down and you got afraid, and it looked like the market is going to push lower, and you closed the trade with the loss, and then the market went up again and you re-entered long, and the market pushed down again on the 1-hour chart, and you closed again and you lost again. And when finally the market went long again, you didn't have courage to enter again long. Everybody. This is just an example, but how many of you are having this kind of experience on the 1-2 hour chart. Now, good point, good news, this is totally normal when we are learning how to trade. You know, it's normal. It's normal when we are learning how to trade. It happens, but you must grow, everybody, in the sense, and you need to learn more things. And one thing that you need to learn is that if you don't have enough capital, you know, to trade, maybe this is just an example, if you don't have enough capital to trade with a reasonable risk, the daily chart, just stay out. Staying out when we don't have a signal, it's also a strategy. Staying out, it's a strategy. You know? If you shorted the market here, everybody, I'm telling you how it works in the hedge fund industry or investment banking industry or whatever. If you shorted the market in here, on the 1 hour, 2 hour chart, your head of trading would have called you in his office or in her office, and he or she would question you, why did you short here on the 1 hour, 2 hour chart? And what would you say? You would say, oh, I short because Passion said the greatest force is on the downside, and the market went up. What would you say? You know? And the most important question, how are you going to trade this one? Where is that today? Vincenzo is saying, do Fibonacci retracement and extension work? Not in a sideways channel, Vincenzo, we're going to learn this. Yes, they work when a trend is established, but Fibonacci's don't work in a sideways channel. Short now seems premature entry with all my respects. I agree with you, Miguel. It's prematurely because we don't have bearish candlestick formations, which we are going to learn. Next year I'm going to change. We're going to learn first candlestick formations and then all the other stuff. Santano says, yes, understood. Patak, I do not go long if market break previous low until it makes again a higher low. Thanks, Passion, for your tutorial. You're welcome. Great strategy, Patak. Time to shine. Isn't that a confirmed sideways channel? What's the difficulty with trading that? I don't understand. Great question. What do you think? Teacher Akos, I'm still waiting for you. Why should I sell at 11227? And I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just curious, you know. Teacher Akos, I'm going to put a order. Okay, so sell limit. I want to make pips and money, you know, but I want to understand as a student why at this level. So 1.1227. What would you say, everybody? What is Akko's strategy? I mean, I'm a student, you know, I'm trying to learn, I'm going to listen to my teacher. Why should I short here? I mean, why just a number? Teacher Akos? And again, everybody, don't be shy, okay? We are here to learn. There is no right or wrong, as you learned. You can go both sides, you can go short, you can go long, no problem. It is the double size of the weekly formation. Okay, can you explain further, because I don't understand you? It is the double size of the weekly formation. Oh, let me check. Maybe I need to go on the weekly chart. Let me see if I can see what you see. So weekly chart. So this is the this one, this is the daily, and Akos says let's Control C and Control V, right? And this is the weekly chart. Oops, 1, 2, 2, 7, okay. Akos, I'm not telling that you are wrong, okay, but what do you see here on the weekly chart? Neckline is at... Oh, you see a pattern. What pattern do you see? Oh, maybe I got you. Maybe I got you. So, maybe you are predicting... Maybe you are predicting this to happen? Something like this? I don't know, Akos. W formation. But it's this one that you are looking at? Remember, everybody, there is no right or wrong, okay? Is this that you are looking at? What would you say, everybody, about Akos strategy? Don't worry, there is no right or wrong, okay? We are here to learn. Nobody's going to judge you, you know? And if somebody's going to judge you, just tell him to F off. You know? We are here to learn, everybody. If somebody is judging you, just tell him to F off. You know? You mean DB. What is DB? Okay, so as a student on the weekly chart, well, now we are on the weekly chart, everybody. Let's continue to learn. Akos, you are the teacher. We are on the weekly chart, and on the weekly chart we have this pivot point in here. You know, it's in here. Okay, and we also are here right now. This is another pivot point if you want, and this is another one. Well, the market broke the first one, now it's at the second one. Okay, how do you know that the market is going to go until here? I mean, again, I'm not saying that you are wrong, I'm just trying to understand. On the daily, I think he means a different strategy we haven't learned. Yes, yes. Okay, so Akos, I'm your student, okay, if the market is going to reach this level, should I just blindly sell when the market hits the 1227, or should I wait for some indicators, convergences, reasons to sell? What should I do? Is his entry at the pivot point? Unfortunately, pivot points are areas. So, yes, maybe yes, I'm not quite sure, because maybe yes, because we have a high in here. Let me check with the monthly chart. Is this a pivot point? Control C, monthly chart, Control V. I would say no. This is not a pivot point. Great question, Salbakti, but this is the monthly chart. I would say that no, it's not a pivot point. At least not at this level. I would say that this is a pivot point up in here, the green one, you know, or maybe a little bit lower. No, it's going to be like this, you know. Oh, yes, it is a pivot point, everybody. I'm sorry, it touched here and it touched here. Yes, it's in the area of the pivot point. I didn't see this before, so here it touched from the upside down and here it touched from the downside up. So yes, it's a pivot point. But remember, pivot points are areas. They are not lines or points. Akko says stochastic indicator overbought, then sell. Okay, everybody, this is Akko's strategy. He's going to go short at this level. What about risk reward, Akos? What about risk reward? And another question, everybody, who wants to sell this market? Okay, who wants, remember these webinars are not trading or investment advice. Who wants to sell euro dollar when a bearish candlestick formation appears on the daily? Everybody, the market's moving up, right? So the next question is, who wants to sell when and if the market can do anything it wants when it wants, right? For how long it wants. But we can project our strategy, you know. Who wants to sell euro dollar when a bearish candlestick formation appears, and if, of course, if it's going to appear on the daily? Patak triangle pattern is forming. Man, I don't know triangles, unfortunately. Victor, friends, don't forget to put like to the video. Oh, thank you, Victor. Yes, we always appreciate the thumb up. Thank you, Victor. Salbakti says, understand, thank you. Okay, Victor. Stop loss above at 115. 115. 115. Whoa. 115. What about the take profit? So let's Control C and weekly Control V. This is going to be the entry. This is going to be Akko's entry, and like this and like this, and stop loss goes above 115. This is going to be the stop loss. Stop loss, okay. 1.15, right? Above, okay, a few pips above, okay, great. What about the take profit? Christian says, I do. I'm going to short the market when and if it's going to appear. What about the take profit, Akos? So as you can see, everybody, you have different traders with different strategies at different places. Somebody is going to enter shorting the sideways channel on the daily. Somebody is going to wait for the market to move up to the 1.12278 and short the market then, and put a stop loss above 115. Christian says stop loss 10 pips above the higher high on the sideways channel. Great, Christian, well learned. Well learned. So you're going to put a stop loss above here, somewhere, and this is going to be Christian stop loss on the daily chart. Time to shine. If the bearish candlestick breaks the counter trendline break and closes below it, it's a previous resistance, so I don't see why not to enter short. Great answer, Time to shine. Everybody, it's a probability game. It doesn't really matter if you're going to win or lose, because it's just one trade. But you should execute your strategy when you see the reasons. Every time. This is when the edge is going to appear to you. You cannot pick and choose trades, everybody, and this is why Mark Douglas says that we are not going to live and die on a trade by trade basis. If you have a strategy, just enter, don't think. I'm not saying trade everything and anything, I'm just saying if you have a strategy, take profit at 0.07. If you have a strategy, everybody, just enter. And it doesn't matter if you win or lose, because it's just one trade. And the edge is going to appear. The edge is going to appear in a series of trades, 10, 20, 30 trades. Akos, great risk-reward ratio, my friend. Great risk-reward ratio. Akos, do you want to learn something today? We have 3 more minutes. Akos, do you want to learn something today? Just for you. And of course everybody else who is listening, but you are putting your strategy on the table on this pair. Okay. Everybody, if you think like Akos and if you trade like Akos, are you going to enter here even though the market is making higher highs, higher lows on the daily? Christian says, agree with time to shine. Yes, great answer, time to shine. Akos, do you want to learn something today? This is the question for you to learn. Are you going to enter blindly at your level even though the daily chart is making higher highs, higher lows? And again, I'm not saying you that you are wrong, I'm just asking you. I'm not judging, I'm asking. Miguel, as a standard management for sideways, you would have to wait for a shift in the market if a break of the uptrend line with the candlestick formation, and this is not present at all for now, maybe later, who knows? Yes, Miguel, great answer. Great answer. At 1102 we have a pivot point or something, it will happen. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Everybody, I'm going to give you a suggestion, okay? You can reject, no problem. I'm going to give you a suggestion. And you can reject it, no problem. It's a suggestion, okay? Suggestion. Don't enter if the short-term trend on your time frame of choice, meaning entry time frame, trade entry time frame is against you. It's a suggestion, everybody. You can reject it, no problem. You say, okay, I don't agree with passion, no problem. We are clear about this, everybody, right? But this is a suggestion. Don't enter if the short-term trend on your time frame of choice. Trade entry time frame if this is the daily and the daily is making higher highs, higher lows. And again, it's a suggestion. Not a rule, a suggestion. Don't enter if the short-term trend is against you. I don't know, sir, I'm listening to you. Thank you, Akos, but you are doing great. Again, you are not wrong, okay? You are not wrong, you just do what you need to do in order to make money. We are just trying to learn and make sense out of the winners and make sense out of the losers. Okay? No, I will short higher low after yellow line counter trend and break. I will short a higher low after the yellow line counter trend. Okay, Patak, thank you. Trying my best. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Okay everybody, thank you for today, thank you for your trust and your time. See you back tomorrow. Until tomorrow, stay strong and trade with passion. This is FXPassion signing off.